Oh, Shimona! Let's go, boys! What's going on? Oh, just let me grab my Coke real fast, plunge it down on the table, watch this, kaboom! And then we open it up like so, cracking the whip, lads. What the hell's this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rosie, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. I'm sorry, guys. You know, it's been hectic with this job, and I'll keep it up with the Dead by Daylight patch notes. Has been a little harder. It's a little harder for me as of late. Y'all know that. We haven't made one of these in quite a while. I'm so sorry I've been letting you guys down in terms of this shit. I am. I missed making this shit, bruh. I miss making shit. But there comes a time when you read something like, I've read them all, but like, there comes a time when you know you have to make a video. You know you gotta do it. And I read this and yup, this is one of those times. Gotta make something, bruh. Gotta make it. This might, I recall this, lads. I view this as the bomb part 2, if you will. Okay? This is like, we're still, like, as we are all aware, stuff from the previous set of massive balance tweaks fucking didn't get rid of everything. Like, they didn't blow up the previous meta entirely. Dead Hard, in particular, survived, which we were all not expecting. I mean, in retrospect now, looking at, Dead Hard survived. But there's a lot to go over here, but like a lot of cleanup here, This is we're still tackling some shit in this game. And it's like, yeah, we always talk about the maps. We always talk about how this game will never truly be balanced until those maps are looked at, RNG is eradicated entirely, like all that stuff. Like yes, all of that is significantly true. It's all true, okay? All of it. And the Killer will not be fucking gone. Like, Killer will not be balanced. Like, Survivors will still be OP when this goes into. Obviously. Because the maps are still stupid. But when you look at what they're doing here, this is a extremely common MMRW right here. These are MMR completely giving you these changes again, guys. Completely. Yes, the MMR system cannot change how fucking slow the devs work. Yes, there's 2 things MMR is not able to fix. The design team and the pace. So it's like just because MMR's in the game doesn't mean everything's going to be hunky-dory, right? The devs are still going to make mistakes, make stupid decisions, put stupid shit in the game, because MMR can't fix certain aspects of this team. Even though Patrick is gone, it's still clear that the overall foundation that he built in terms of the MMR system is still, like, the philosophy he built is still being exercised over there to some fucking degree. Because, again, this shit would not have happened under rank-based matchmaking. But anyway, that's the same song and dance you've heard 5,000 times. Let's go ahead and get going. So, the Bloodweb improvements, here we are, lads. Who would have thought too many blood points could ever be a problem? After our progression overhaul last year, Basically, the main issue here, lads, is that you're sitting there and you're putting blood points in for 40 fucking minutes. That's the issue. When you get blood points, when it's time to do a spending splurge, okay, people don't spend their blood points often because of how much of an issue this is. But when you get, like, when a new killer drops, and you have to do like a spending splurge, this can be a pain in the fucking ass. To have to sit there especially if you're me and you stream like 2.5 hours, you're dedicating almost 40 minutes of your stream to just sitting there in the Bloodweb doing this shit. So adjustments definitely needed to be made. Bloodweb Chain. The first new addition is a very simple select any node and the game will automatically buy anything needed along the way. It allows you to purchase multiple nodes with a single button press and ensures you can get exactly what you want. Okay. It may consume one of these nodes before the chain can be completed, so plan wisely. This rework this might be good. It says get exactly what you want because the first fucking shit here didn't look too promising. The first set of changes that were revealed did not look too promising. Get exactly what you want and also faster is what was needed here. Automatic purchase. If you're just looking to level up your character quickly and cheaply and don't care what you get, the new center node Bloodweb is perfect. Selecting this will automatically purchase items until the current Bloodweb has been completed. This will prioritize the cheapest option whenever available. Manually purchase of anything interest. Oh, so you can purchase anything of interest before you do it. That's interesting. Use some partially completed levels, allowing you to grab anything you've got your eye on for. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm on board with that. The problem that I was seeing is that let's say this was the issue I was worried about. Let's pretend you're playing Deathslinger, okay? Shitslinger. Let's pretend you're playing Shitslinger and you have like fucking 3 usable add-ons. Or you're playing Twins and you have Toy Sword and the 2 movement speeds for Victor. Those are your 3 add-ons. The other 17 are garbage. So by doing an automatic Bloodweb purchase, you would not be getting as many as you want. But if you can go in there first and get the toy swords, get the reloads, get the race fucking bone clappers, if you can get all the shit you need and then hit auto purchase, that'd be cool. Especially if it's faster. Another issue is it didn't look like auto purchase was going to be that much faster. Who knows? Press to buy. By default, you can hold the button to purchase a node. While this can help prevent misclicks, sometimes you want to watch the blood points fly out of your pockets at an alarming rate. This is a new option. Pressing a node will immediately purchase it. So it sounds like, just reading all this shit, it sounds like they're doing their best. We'll have to see when it gets in. We'll have to see what it looks like. It sounds on paper now to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be after the initial reveal. The initial reveal looked terrible. But it's good to see they went and cleaned some of this up. Visual terror radius, they're adding the thing from DBD Mobile into the main game. Should have done this as soon as DBD Mobile came out. All you needed to do was add this as soon as fucking DBD Mobile came out. Autohaven record map updates. Remember when we visually updated these things and we made them awful? They weren't very good before, but shit, we fucking butchered them. Bloodwatch can be a bit of a mixed bag. Yeah, it's a mixed bag, all right. It's a mixed bag filled with puke, piss, and shit. That's what kind of mixed bag Blood Lodge is right now. Depending on how the map generates, there can be plenty of safe pallets near the center, or very few. Yeah. Hey, killers, have you ever had a match on Blood Lodge where there's very few safe pallets in the area? Yeah, I didn't think so. The area also has very few line-of-sight blockers, which makes it difficult for stealthy killers to sneak up on survivors, something we bitched about on the first round and they didn't touch it. Cool. Several maze tiles. The edges of the map have the maze tiles. Clever survivors can combine these tiles to create stronger loots, making them difficult to catch. No, not very difficult, impossible. This is the issue. This is another issue with behavior. Now, again, very difficult. That does leave the open for like the top tier killers can get them. When you're playing as a keystone or below, it is impossible to catch these survivors when they're chaining shit. You can't do it. You cannot fucking do it. Even some of the top tiers have issues with insane tile chaining. Fucking Wesker can still get wrecked by a really bad tile spawn. But anyway, to remedy this, we're making significant layout changes to the map. The Blood Lodge will now appear closer to the center of the map. Good. Fucking good. That's great. That's good. What other main buildings in the center of the map have issues? Ormond, Mother's Dwelling, fucking, what else? Ormond, Badham, Badham School's more off to the side. I don't know. I don't think moving the Blood Lodge was the solution here. I guess you can, breaking up the line of sight and separating some of the safer loops. I don't know about that. It just, some of these tiles that are at the center needed to be more off to the side. So, because now you can chain this lodge more often. But the lodge also isn't, the Blood Lodge is far from the strongest main building tile in the game. So, maybe this will be okay. Look, the shit at Ormond and fucking Crotus Pen, unacceptable. With how bad those main buildings are. But maybe the Blood Lodge, it'll work. Who knows? Gas Heaven features unique car piles which stretch several tiles long. These tiles can get in the way of the gameplay, making it difficult to traverse the map. Chasing survivors around these walls of cars can also waste a lot of time if they start the chase with significant lead. Basically, if the survivors have a nice W distance, they can basically just use these fucking car tiles to make it impossible to fucking catch them. It's really stupid. Going forward, these car piles will be broken up into smaller single-tile chunks. These car piles will also feature potential spawn locations for pallets, helping reduce the potential for dead zones. Hopefully those pallets are not very strong. The gas haven gas station itself has also been moved closer to the center, since this makes the building much easier to get in from anywhere else. We've reviewed the spawning rules to prevent strong combinations of windows and pallets from spawning and adjusted the pallet spawn locations. Just get rid of the RNG. Look at this. We reviewed spawning rules. How about you don't review the spawning rules? How about you delete the spawning rules and go in manually and put the setups in manually so that every match is the same every single time? We don't want that inconsistency in our gameplay. That's why I'll never understand this company's mentality. Well, where I was like, this RNG adds to the game in some way. Adding inconsistency to gameplay is never good. I don't understand why they think inconsistent game design is good game design. This shit's gotta go. But again, this is like, I don't want to fucking make it seem like we're complaining. It's just, I completely disagree with the way they do maps. Identity 5 having consistent map spawning because they manually do everything, it makes the game so much more balanced and enjoyable. It's just than just like than knowing what you're gonna get is good. Using windows of opportunity for the survivors as a band-aid fix to bad game design. It's terrible. Throughout the realm, oh, here we go, bro. Some of these map changes will spill over the remaining Autohaven edge tiles, small tiles that run along the boundaries, some of which include new gameplay, possible pallet spawn locations. Oh boy. Here's where we get going. Here's where the good stuff starts. There's healing. There's no better way to avoid being put on a hook than healing your injuries. Even if the killer is relentless, an extra health stick can buy your team more time to work on gens. Having easy access to quick and plentiful heals can cause problems, particularly for highly skilled survivors, MMR, common MMRW, who can evade the killer for quite some time. An emergency medkit alone can heal the damage done after a long chase in roughly 10 seconds. This doesn't even begin to factor in all sorts of perks and add-ons which can speed up healing even further and grant more heals before your medkit is fucking depleted. Bullshit. Bullshit. Medkits in this game have needed a significant rework and a nerf for years. For fucking years, this has been a problem. And again, healing is something that's only ever been buffed. It's only ever been buffed, apart from what? The hemorrhage change? The hemorrhage change, guys. Do you think the hemorrhage change was really stopping this shit? No! Because the heals pop in 10 seconds, they admit. What the fuck is interrupting a heal and proccing hemorrhage gonna fucking do? What was it gonna do? It wasn't gonna ever do anything against the circle of healing, the medkits, the add-ons, the fucking perks. That one Felix perk is really fucking underrated. Botany knowledge. All of this fucking bullshit that the survivors have to make this bullshit empathy. You can go, the list goes on and on of the viable options they have. Not even what the meta is. Which was likely still just throw out 4 fucking boons on the map. It's bullshit. It's been bullshit for years. Healing has basically been unlimited in this game for years, especially with how fast the game is. Especially if you're running one of them big mad kits that have like 32 fucking charges and then bringing add-ons to like grant you 3 heals or some shit, you are never burning those charges because of how fast the fucking game goes. Basically. For killers, this means that any chase that doesn't end with a hook, even if they manage to damage a survivor, can get completely undone in a matter of seconds. That's why fucking Save the Best for Last is like a part of why it's so good right now. Because you get value from your chases that you can't complete. And then that's like that's like we talked about that. Because hit and run is essentially dead. This has essentially killed hit and run in the dirt, and it's been dead for fucking years. It's been dead. Well, it really got killed when Circle of Healing came into the game. But, like, it's been gutted for a long time because of this against good teams. Realistically, hit and run was never a viable strategy in this game. Ask Freddy. Ask fucking pre-patch Freddy, who was always bad and got gutted because he could hit and run. But basically, yes, if you're not ending it like that, so like if you hit somebody and leave and they proc a heal in 10 seconds, you didn't do anything there. That's always been like the action economy of killer there, low as fuck. You wasted your time. And the survivor got away. And then the other guys were on gens for 10 seconds. They procced 1/9 of the gen when you entered chase. Just when you entered chase, if you took 45 seconds to fucking find the guy, 10 seconds to hit him, right? 55 seconds, they're over halfway done with the gen. Another 20 seconds to get over to them. Like, the gen's almost done. The gen's almost done. You're about to lose 2 or 3 in a matter of seconds. Bullshit. Here's what they're doing. First, healing will now take 24 seconds by default, previously 16. This will make each hit more impactful, ensuring survivors need to spend longer to heal wounds. So basically, every healing option was nerfed because of that base change. Healing a survivor now takes fucking 8 seconds longer than it did before. And then that also nerfs the self-cares of the world. Like stuff that it nerfs everything. It buffs sloppy. Everything that impacts healing is also buffed by this change. Very good. Second, we have rebalanced medkits across the board. All medkits will now have 24 charges by default, allowing only 1 heal before depleted. The different rarities of medkits increase altruistic healing speed. No longer increases heal speed you heal yourself. So all of these fucking medkits are now going to fucking assumingly take 24 seconds to also proc a heal, right? You can't boost your own efficiency anymore outside of perks. Lastly, we've done an add-on pass for the medkits, bringing those that are overperforming the charge times and the speed rest in line. Add-ons which have added more charges have also been reviewed with a new healing time in mind. Also, it is now impossible for a medkit to fully heal a survivor more than twice in a match. So basically, the maximum number of heals you're going to get is 2 now. Lastly, we've done an add-on pass. Oh, we already read that. So there you go. There you go. And we're not done with healing nerfs yet. There's going to be more that we're going to go through. But this change has needed to come for fucking years. And you're getting it now. Thank God. Thank God. Hag right now is fucking salivating. Twins come back? TB, huh? Twins? Who the fuck are the twins, bro? Fun at having to run fucking garbage like forced pendants. People say forced pendants is good on twins. No, it's not. Forced pendants is fucking garbage. The reason that people ran forced pendants on the twins was because this shit is so bad. This shit is so destructive and so fucking garbage that you have to bring garbage like forced pendants in the match to try to make it proc a niche use to stop heals. And again, we're not asking for this shit to take 20 years. Just fucking get the killer some fucking value out of what we're doing with our lives. While we have it, if you want these broken tiles in the match, you have to give us more time to fucking make it happen. That's just how it works. You have to, if you want, the cost of having good tiles is this shit has to get changed. I'm sorry. You have to give us more time to play them. Perk updates. Gearhead. I gotta get going soon, so let's go. Let's roll through these. Gearhead. Gearhead currently reveals the aura of the next survivor to hit a great skill check, and after a survivor loses the hell state. Quite a bit of work. It's bad. When a survivor loses a hell state, Gearhead activates for 30 seconds. While active, any survivor who cares? That doesn't really help you, especially if you still have Call of Brine. Call of Brine can basically do what this is trying to do anyway, except better. So that it's still bad. Overzealous grants a repair speed bonus when cleansing a totem and a larger bonus when cleansing a hex. But Overzealous will also activate when blessing a boon. Who cares? It is gen repair speed though. Increase the bonus. So if you that could be a fucking rough. That could be a rough perk. Yeah, I always thought it was kind of rough, huh? Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. Here comes the nerf. The perk has gradually found its way back into the meta. To address this, we've given Scourge Perk a slight rework. Perk starts with 4 tokens. First time each survivor is hooked on a Scourge Hook, generator with the most progress explodes and loses progress. We've also reduced the difference between the different tiers of the perk 15%. Scourge Hook's dead. Your Scourge Hook perk is dead. This perk's done. If only having access to the perk 4 times completely kills it. Especially since with how good tunneling is, they've deleted its tunneling synergy. The perk is completely dead now. Tunneling is still going to be meta, especially when we get to the dead hard change. yeah, this perk is fucked. It's dead. So don't even run anymore. Dead Hard. Speaking of that, Dead Hard initially fell from grace. It has steadily climbed back up into being the most prominent survivor perks. Okay? Yes, and that's because the nerf only, made it worse. The problem with Dead Hard was the perk was so fucking broken. Like, the old Dead Hard, lads, was so fucking broken that making it worse wasn't enough. That's why I wanted to just fucking replace this effect. Because what they did was they nerfed it. They didn't gut it. They nerfed it. Okay? And for most fucking things in the game, that will fucking take care of the problem. However, this is Dead Hard. Dead Hard was fucking so much better than everything else that a slight nerf wasn't going to fix that. Just nerfing it wasn't going to fix it. They needed to hit it extremely hard. And I mean extremely hard. Like, they needed to fucking kick this thing in the fucking skull. They kicked it in the fucking back. Okay? That's what they did. So, yeah, the Dead Hard change was a nerf. It was. And it initially took the perk out of commission. But through adaptation and the realization that a lot of the previous mind games were still there, it was worse, not dead. Okay? And the problem was the idea of sponging a hit is still better than everything on the entire roster on the Survivor side. That's why it came back. Dead Hard, Sprint Burst, after Dead Hard was nerfed, Sprint Burst did get some better matchups against some of the killers. However, it became very clear that Dead Hard was still the best perk in this game. So everyone started using it again. So, let's nerf it again. I like that. Let's hit it again. So here, Dead Hard has received a slight rework. Dead Hard will activate after safely unhooking a survivor. An activation condition! Ah! What are my suggestions? Dead Hard has an activation condition. Bye! Bye-bye. Bye, Dead Hard. See you later. The perk is gone. Now, before we overreact again, and I know I just said it's gone, before I say it's completely fucking 100% fucking dead, before we say that, let's acknowledge the fact that it's keeping its effect of the endurance stat aspect and then the exhaustion. Dead Hard will deactivate and it successfully protects the user from damage. Okay? So before we scream and cry totally fucking dead here, I think the perk is still good enough to warrant that activation condition. Okay? It's still good enough. Some survivors will probably likely still run this, because it's still that good. However, in terms of being the most consistent option, that's over. Those days are gone. Those days, especially after this goes in, dead. It's dead. It's days of being the meta are now gone. Because Sprint Burst now, after this change, Sprint Burst will now be better than him. That is 100% true. The fact that Sprint Burst has no activation condition, and Light Autumn has no activation condition other than vaulting a window, automatically means that they are not as good. And this also buffs tunneling. Good job, behavior. This also buffs tunneling because why would you go for the guy who unsafely hooked the guy when that person's now going to have fucking Dead Hard, right? So tunneling just became even fucking better because of this. Because now the guy on the hook is weaker and the guy who just unhooked the guy is now stronger. There is no reason to chase the guy that just unhooked the other survivor because they have fucking Dead Hard. So, but again, if you don't tunnel at all, what this can do is even then, it's still even if you have to tunnel late game, but here's the thing I just thought of is it could make the guy worse on the unhook to get, but it's not true either because off the records in the game give me 80 seconds of endurance off hooks. There's no reason to not just hit them as soon as they get off hook, which puts them in the deep wound status anyway, which means they can't proc their Dead Hards anyway. So Dead Hard can't even burn you if you half tunnel somebody, providing you're tunneling them right and just hitting them off hook with say the best for last. So Dead Hard's role is it has much less of a role now because now it still takes the most time investment to actually burn from the killer, but the fact that it has an activation condition now means, lads, that you only can see Dead Hard 8 times a game maximum. That is big. That is big. That is huge for Killer. Now, again, you will see Sprint Burst more, but again, Sprint Burst doesn't take as much time investment on the Killer's end to actually fucking get rid of. So it's not as good. It's not as good. Like, 4v1 Killers will retain their fucking dignity as they fucking move around the map. It's like, oh, Sprint Burst, okay, ding, ding, right, like, seriously. 4v1 Killers don't care about Sprint Burst. Legion's laughing at the whole patch. Hag is salivating. Plague loves this. Seriously. Call Up Brian quickly rose in popularity following the meta shakeup, granting a large increased regression rate is not uncommon for a generator fully rests when survivors chase away. Tone down its power. It's 115, 120, 125. I wish they would grant Ruin the same thing, but overcharge. Similar to Call Up Brian, overcharge saw we reduced the maximum regression speed to 130. This will make it take longer. Regression become beneficial. And you could still stack these, I'm assuming. So I don't think Call Up Brian 3 gens are dead. Like Call Up Brian got a slap on the wrist. Call Up Brian got a slap on the wrist. It's not going to be as good, but Call Up Brian 3 genning is not dead. Especially because you could still combine it with fucking overcharge. Circle of Healing. Oh, boys. Perks become the jack of all trades of healing perks. Not only does it allow you and your fellow survivors to heal without a medkit, but increases the speed of healing across the board. Going forward, Circle of Healing no longer allows survivors to heal without medkits. Instead, it will provide a 50% bonus healing speed to healing others. This bonus will not apply when healing done with the medkit. The auras of injured survivors will be revealed to all others. Bye! Bye-bye! Circle of Healing is dead! Circle of Healing is dead! Bye! Thanks for coming. Bye. Bye-bye. You were a stupid idea. You should have never been implemented into the game. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, trash. See you later. Killer updates? Whoa! Billy! What? Adjusted Billy's overheat mechanic to be much more forgiving. Amount of heat generated from both starting the rev and continuously rev has been dramatically reduced, making the overheat mechanic almost a non-factor when used at loops in short distances. Much akin to how he used to play. The change was a bad idea, bro! You should have never changed him! You should have never changed him! Much akin to how he used to play. How about just get rid of the fucking mechanic entirely? It was a stupid idea. Say sorry, move on. We'll forgive you. The amount of heat generated by chainsaw sprinting has been increased slightly. Although the changes will help counteract this, longer sprints will cause your chainsaw to overheat quicker, so be careful not to let it overheat on an empty corner of the map. And tone down the doom engravings out. So Billy's getting a buff after he was fucking destroyed. Maybe this will help him see more play. I hope it does. We missed the days where Billy was a good character. Pig. Who cares? So we've decided to nerf the pig, acknowledging the meme. Ha ha ha. Increase the add-on's movement speed to 10%. Cool. Who cares? That's not going to do anything. Oni. Tone Bloody Slap move faster while absorbing blood orbs. These add-ons weren't performing as well as you like. That's useless. Oni's trash. Freddy. Blindness to trigger James. These add-ons weren't doing well. Okay, useless. Freddy got nothing. Pinhead. Rights of Judgment. Seconds doesn't provide much value or make it crazy. Who cares? It's not going to do anything. Fredhead's Pinky can be incredibly powerful. We've previously toned this add-on down, reducing the clown can hold, but seen. Okay. Reduce the add-on to 3. Okay, who cares? Bright light interaction removals. Oh, 3 killers were in the game. It was reasonable to bring a toolbox just in case you face a trapper. Killer roster's majority of the killers do not have any interaction with survivor items, leading to the ones that feel unfairly punished. We removed the trapper's bear trap sabotaging to abbreviate this issue. Now we're removing flashlight interactions. Wraith, remove the ability to burn, to light burn. Remove light burning on Wraith. Yes! No more light burns on the fucking Wraith. Let's go. How would I have loved to see that when he was a top 10 character? Nurse, no more light burns. Who cares? Artist can shine a flashlight on the crows and scare them. No more no shooing the crows away with the flashlight. And then the bitch who needs it the most, Hag. Hags can be destroyed by the flashlights. Removing the flashlight effect from the Hag's power is a little trickier. No option but to set up a trap, blah, blah, blah. Sure to make the Hag too oppressive, adding the ability to wipe away a phantasm trap. Spot and crouch. To perform several actions to clear it. This allows survivors to clear traps, so it will now be much more difficult and time-consuming for them to do so. And you can't do it mid-chase anymore. So flashlights don't hard counter Hag anymore. Thank God. That was one of her biggest issues. We'll see this in practice, but overall, I think the Hag is salivating at this patch. I think Hag, especially if it's that, they said it's several seconds long, so assuming it's like 5 seconds to clear a Phantasm trap, number one, it kind of adds to her control a little bit, because, but you could also just still ignore the trap. Who knows? I think Hag really likes this patch. I'm interested in trying her specifically when this goes in. Deep Rift and beyond, who gives a shit? So there you go, lads. There you go. That's what we're doing here. Thanks, MMR. Step 1.5, pretty much. This is a very good patch. And I'm glad I was able to fucking take a look at it. Because, mwah! It's very, very solid stuff here. It's solid stuff. Okay, lads, I gotta get going. I'm getting the hell out of here. GG's.